This video is sponsored by FEG PC, builders of bespoke computer systems designed for sim racers. Check out their website in the description below. Right, hello there folks, welcome to this week's Let's Learn the Track in the IMSA GTE series. We're here, Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. I didn't own this, so I've had to buy it to do this video. Lexington, Ohio, 2.25 miles, 13 turns. Very, very, very technical track. I'm quite surprised. I quite like it, although there doesn't seem to be many places to overtake. I'll just highlight them on this track map here where I think that there might be. Going round here into this turn, this long right-hander. Turn 1, it's quite easy to run wide, so I think people will run wide there and slow themselves down this straight. Then you've got this long straight, so then we've got this turn here. I think that's going to be an overtaking spot. And again, here at this section, this is a really, really tricky part of the circuit here. And if you're brave, you might be able to get a move up the inside there into that one. So it's the usual let's learn the track stuff. If you're looking for hot laps, then this isn't the place to be. This is all about getting around the track safely so you can have a good race and a good week. All I ask of this is give it a thumbs up if it helps you. If it does help you, let me know in the comments. And if I'm doing something that I shouldn't be doing, please, please let me know. Right, let's get out there onto the track. Right, here we find ourselves in the Ferrari 488 GTE. That's the car that we're going to be using this season in the IMSA series. What we're going to do is we're going to have a slow drive round for a couple of laps, a little talk about the track, then slowly pick up the pace, hopefully see my braking markers and reference points in action. Then we'll talk about pit exit, pit entry, and that should about do it. So we'll get out there without further ado. We'll get out on track. I've not been out yet. So, pit exit here at Mid-Ohio. Simple. Pretty much as soon as your limiter's off, you're on the gas around this left-hand turn here. You can see the yellow lines on the right there. Then there's a curb that you must stay inside of. Now, be very careful here because, as you'll see as we go around, I generally cut that curb a little bit on a flying lap. So just be mindful of that. So keep the car right over to the left-hand side, because all the cars should be moving across to the right hand side there. So it's flat out all the way up here to this section. Now my braking marker here is roundabout at the 200 board there. You can see it. Also you can see these tyre marks on the road surface. So roundabout then, when you hit the tyre marks, we're going to be braking all the way down into second gear for this one. So turning's blind until you're on it. So braking, you can apex this one quite late because it's so long, so just be patient on the throttle, second gear, and then exit, let the car run out wide all the way down this long straight. So the straight kinks midway down, you'll see the cones on the right, so nice and tight all the way down here to this next section here. Now for my braking marker, and bear in mind these are my braking markers, so yours might be slightly different. So just bear that in mind. So I use the 400 as my reference point there, as my braking marker. On or about the 400 or just after, depending on how comfortable you are. That's what I use as my braking marker. So this is all the way down into second gear. And it's quite an early turning for this one. And this is nice and banked. It's a beautiful turn, this one. So nice and early turning because we want the car over to the right hand side or kind of mid-point of the circuit. You don't want to be over to the left. And then we're going to be on the brakes again, and we're going to be trail braking all the way around here. And it's so easy to run wide because this is totally blind. So the car will want to push out wide. We need to keep it over to the left with a little bit of trail braking. And then we need the car over to the left-hand side here. And then this is quite a late apex for this one. Cut this one quite a bit if you wish. And then accelerate out here. Now this is the part that may well set up an overtaking opportunity. So if you get a good run out of that turn, and you brave through here, because you can pretty much take this flat out if you know where the circuit goes. It's pretty much straight lining through here, and then you want to be braking when you get to these curbs here. We're going to be going down into second gear, let the car run out wide, and then the late apex. This turn here reminds me of the final turn at Oulton Park, because it's over a bit of a crest, and you're on the gas before you exit the turn. So get on the gas as soon as you can on the apex. The car will run wide, the car will get loose, but let it run all the way out wide for this next left-hander. So get the car over to the right-hand side, and my braking marker here is the 200, so we're in 4th gear. We're going to be going down into 3rd gear at this point. Again, turning's blind. You just got to trust that you've got to turn in at that point. So just be steady, don't go too quick around here, because you can easily run wide onto that grass. And then just before this crest, we're going to be braking down into 2nd gear for this another long right-hander. Now this one, you want to apex this one really late. There's the pit entrance there, so apex this one really late, because we want the car over to the right for this next quick left onto the start-finish straight. Now turn 1, we're going to be flat out down here, down in 5th gear I believe, and we want to be braking just before the 100, going down into 4th gear and turning quite early. You'll see the dark piece of tarmac there, the road surface changes colour. That's where you want to be turning in, that's the line you want to be on there. I'll see if I can go to the start. So you can see it there, that's where you want to be on that line there, turning in, because we want this nice and tight on the inside. Cut this curb a little bit, and then the car will run out wide for this next right-hander which I talked about before. So we're going to be braking here at the 200, round about the tyre marks. So there, we're on the brakes, down into 2nd gear, just being nice and patient, apexing this one quite late because we want a good exit, because whatever speed we carry out of that turn, we're going to carry all the way down this straight. So we're braking here round about the 400, or just after. There's the 400, so braking all the way down at 2nd gear, turning early, get the car over to the right hand side, because then we're going to be braking, holding the brakes, get the car over to the left, and then braking, be gentle on here, cut that curb a little bit, then accelerate over that curb, straight line this one, because we want to be braking on that curb, down into 2nd gear, late apex, on the gas, car will go light over the crest. Want the car over to the right hand side, we're going to be braking at the 200, down into 3rd gear, and just before this crest we want to be braking down into 2nd gear, late apex of this one, and then there's a little left onto the start finish straight, and that's a lap of mid-Ohio. Right, we'll try and pick up the pace. So we're in 4th gear, sorry, down into 3rd, and we're going to be on the gas. I was a bit wide there. So we're braking at the 200, where the tyre marks are, down into 2nd gear. Being patient. Let the car run wide. And down this long straight to this next right-hander. This next section is really tricky. Probably the most tricky on the circuit. So braking at the 400, or just after. Down to 2nd gear. Turning nice and early. And then brake, trail brake all the way around, keep the car over to the left, because you want the car in a nice position so you can open up this right-hander there, and then accelerate all the way through here, straight line it, brake when you get onto the curb, down into 2nd gear, late apex, on the gas before you go over the crest, move the car over to the right, braking at the 200, down into 3rd gear, then on the gas, then just before the crest, braking down into 2nd, apex this one late. Right, there we go. Right, so what was that? We can go, I think I did 117 in practice earlier on, so try and keep this nice and tight so we can get on the gas a bit early. No off track there. So an 18.6, so it's quite slow, that one. So braking at the 200. So if you run wide here, it doesn't really matter, because you can cut it back for the late apex. It's fine, there's a couple of lines through there, no problem. So down to this horrible tricky section once more. So braking at the 400, down to second gear, get the car over to the right, brake, trail brake all the way around, open up this right hander by moving to the left, cut that curve a little bit there, that's no problem, maybe a little bit too much there, so we're braking when we're on the curb, down into second gear, probably brake a bit later than there to be honest. I am being quite conservative because I'm still learning the track myself. That's my excuse. That's a bit better. Right, we'll try it again. An 18.1. Yeah, that's wide. Miles off the apex there. But we still carried a bit of speed, so we're still up. So again, braking at the 200 at the tyre marks, down into second gear, let the car run wide, be patient. Try and use all of the track. So here, braking at the 400, all the way down into second gear. So again, it's so important that you keep hold of that brake pedal around there. Don't let the car run too wide. So we'll try and brake a tad later here if we can. Yeah, so you can brake kind of midpoint on that curve there. So that wasn't an off track there. So we can cut that one slightly. So we'll do this lap, then we'll try and simulate a pit entry. I think I've already done a couple of pit entries here. That's a bit better. That's the 10th up there. Over. So we'll brake at the 200. Down to second gear. Being patient. Probably a later apex there might be better, to be honest. So braking here around about the 400. Oh, it's a bit slidey, Dave. See what I mean there? It's so easy to run wide. If you try and recover what you've lost there into that left-hander, into the right-hander, sorry, you go wide on the left-hander. We'll do a simulator pit entry now. As you can see, the car is all over the place. Right, so pit entry is just round this turn. So you brake just as normal, but then you head off down pit entry, and there's a horrible right turn. So you've got to brake going over there, then hit the pit limiter. There we go. So I'll show you the replay of the pit entry there, and you can see where I braked to get in the pits. Right, I've probably not got my chase camera set up. No, I haven't. So we'll get this set up now. Again, lack of organisation from me. So it's the same kind of braking marker to go into the pits as it is if you just continue in the lap. But instead of apexing this one quite late, we're just peeling off to the left-hand side. Now you can see I'm braking there again for this right turn because it's dead easy to go offline there onto that grass, because this crests again, so the car goes quite light. And then there's just a very, very short spurt. So I'm back on the gas, as you can see my controls. Can you see my controls? Yes, just. And then I'm back on the brakes again and hitting the limiter to go in the pits there. So that's mid-Ohio. I've definitely got more time to come from this car. So I did an 18.1 there. I did a 17 in practice. What's the weather? It's not even particularly hot. Track temp is 26. So I'm pretty confident I could probably take half a second off that time and get mid 17s, I think. So where that's going to be, I've no idea because, like I said, I'm just learning the track myself. So hopefully it's helped. Let me know in the comments if it has. Let me know in the comments if I'm doing something drastically wrong. And hopefully we can have a good week. So good luck, everybody. See you later.